Hey fellow Force users and fellow oops, we're not doing Loki. Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the Ahsoka channel fan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for another episode of The Bad Batch. I really enjoyed the last episode. I think you guys did as well. Bane was awesome. We got that awesome showdown between him and Fennec Shand, and it actually seems like Fennec Shand is now looking to protect Omega, and we know that Nala Se is the one that hired her, and then Lamassu is the one who hired Bane. So we've got like a conflict going on there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Fennec catches up to the Bad Batch at some point and actually starts working with them. Yeah, just seeing Bane overall was really cool. Bane is such an interesting character because on one hand he's kind of cold-blooded, but he also kind of has morals as well. We did see in that one Clone Wars arc when Obi-Wan had to go undercover with Moralo y Val, Bane actually saved Obi-Wan from being killed. We didn't know it was Obi-Wan, but he actually saved him at one point. You can tell in this episode, he didn't exactly want to hurt Omega necessarily. He just kind of wanted to finish the job and get his credits. And actually, I'd probably have to argue that he was tougher on Ahsoka when he captured Ahsoka back in season 2. He nearly sucked her out into space. But I don't know, maybe that was just because she was a Jedi, or he was trying to use that to kind of buy him more time to get away from Anakin. Nonetheless, it was really cool to see Bane again, cool to see Fennec. We saw Todo. I kind of feel a little sorry for him. I feel like he's overly ambitious and he's always trying to impress Bane. You can tell by the way he always addresses him as Mr. Bane. He always makes excuses for Bane, like Mr. Bane is busy, that's why he can't fix my leg right now, sort of thing. So their relationship's kind of sad. And then of course, we found out that Omega is the only known surviving clone with Jango Fett's raw DNA, because they don't know what happened to Boba, codenamed Alpha. It should be interesting to see what will happen if Boba does make an appearance, which I think he is kind of bound to at this point. They've now name dropped him. It seems like he and Omega are destined to meet at this point, right? The question is, are there any other clones we don't know about though that do have Jango Fett's raw DNA, right? Because we know Alpha means first, Omega means last. There's also other terms like Delta, which means the fourth. So is it possible there are other clones? I'm not so sure. I think if there were, then probably the Kaminoans would know about it. So I'm definitely getting the sense from the last episode that Boba and Omega are the last clones with Jango Fett's raw DNA. We now know that the Bad Batch have a lot of people on their tails. They've got Bane, they've got Crosshair and the Empire, and who knows what other bounty hunters now that are going to be coming after them. But they definitely did seem to pledge to stick by Omega and protect her, right? Judging by that conversation that she and Hunter had at the end of the episode. Hopefully Fennec and Boba can catch up to the Bad Batch and work with them to help them fight off these bounty hunters and help them fight off the Empire. But either way, I think we're bound to get some sort of epic showdown, and I think that they definitely are going to be returning to Kamino at some point, probably closer to the finale. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens. I'm still, of course, holding out hope that my girl Ahsoka is going to show up somehow, because they did have so many other Clone Wars characters show up, including the sisters, but I'm not sure exactly where she'll fit into the story as of yet, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys. Anyways, so I'm ready to jump into the episode now. Without further ado, let's get this video rolling and let's see what's in store for us. Sorry for the background noise. It actually just started raining outside. Yeah, it's like a torrential downpour. Common ground. Wonder what that means. Are they gonna meet someone that was thought to be an enemy and try and see common ground with them? Like a truce, or? I'm not sure what that means. It's definitely the Empire there.
The Empire is not your enemy.
She's capping. All we asked? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, it sounds like the people did something, because she's like, all we asked of you was this. So the people are starting to see the Empire for what it truly is. Oh, he's gonna speak out, I betcha. What planet is this though? And are the Bad Batch here or something? Oh, Raxus. Okay, sorry, I missed that. What's he gonna say? Oh my gosh, he's a dead man. Oh my god, they're gonna kill him. What's that droid going to do? Oh man. Definitely a show of force and strength. That's the same droid that Ahsoka kills in the movie. She cut off his head. Who are they calling for help? The Bad Batch? They're so adorable. Stop. She doesn't even look worried. Echo's trying some now. Another job for Sid?
I've got a mission for you boys.
Oh.
The simple extraction.
Did you not hear it? Omega needs a break.
The separatist government. It has since become an imperial outpost.
I'm not interested in a history lesson, Goggles.
I wanted to hear that lesson. What's he gonna say to her? Talk to her about the kid, maybe?
Omega they trust you either.
Yeah, exactly.
Bandana, just get out of here, will you?
Sid, oh my gosh. Aw.
Not this time, Omega.
I'm part of the SWAT too.
Problem. Got it, soldier.
She's not gonna listen. Kind of reminds me of when Anakin told Ahsoka she couldn't come on the mission to the Citadel. Poor Omega. It's okay, Omega. You gotta stay safe for now.
So you have said. Repeatedly.
Tech is actually so funny. See, such interesting times, right, guys? Because now they're helping the Separatists. And the Separatists are rebelling against the Empire. But during the Clone Wars, the Separatists were always against the Republic. So times have definitely changed. Who is Sid's client, though? It's not the Senator, is it? It's someone else? Someone else that wants... Oh, it's the robot, I guess. The droid that called for help. Okay, I can't remember. Is this the same planet that Ahsoka and Padme went to meet Mina and Lux Bonteri? Or was that a different planet? The client. Yeah. Rude, Echo. Nothing's gonna get cleaned if you're scrubbing like that, girl.
Maybe if you weren't so helpless, those 4 laser brains wouldn't have left you here with me.
Oh, that's so mean, Sid. Sid's so blunt and to the point. They're shaking their heads. I feel like Sid's almost kind of giving her that tough love, though, at the same time. I don't blame Echo for being skeptical, especially what happened to him with the Separatists. It almost reminds me a little bit of the Onderon arc from the Clone Wars. Tech always come in clutch. Interesting. They're stunning them, not killing them. I wonder if they still have a problem killing their brothers, maybe, you know? Oh, she's not here. Did you forget? That's so funny. Tech used that same word a couple episodes back. Egress. Thanks. What's that? They don't like droids at all. Okay, I think something's gonna happen here. Because usually in Star Wars there's multiple battles going on at once, you know? Or maybe she'll just use the opportunity to bond with Sid and learn something from her. Omega's smart as hell, man. Oh my gosh, Sid. Sid's always thinking about the money. Oh, Omega! Learning how to bargain. That's too funny. He looks a lot like the king from Onderon. Yikes. That's a loyal droid right there. Oh shit. I hope they don't end up captured in the end. He should get some sort of disguise or something, the senator. Well, I guess they all kind of stand out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're not killing any of the clones. And I think it's kind of like Ahsoka in the series finale, the Clone Wars. She didn't want to kill them, right? I think. Good job, Wrecker, especially since he's afraid of heights. Don't kill me. Okay, that's not good. Oh, you see all the fuel leaking out of there. Whoa, the animation is amazing. Nice. Whoa, nice. Oh. Damn. That's something else they're gonna feel in the morning. They may not be trying to kill the clones, but the clones are definitely trying to kill them. Oh, she broke the vase. That's pretty significant, actually. It was such an important vase, and then yet she used it, destroyed it to save them. I'm gonna have to trust the Separatists, guys. So they're gonna think that they're dead, but really they escaped here. That's good though, because it'll make it look like that was just caused by the explosion in the ship. He's not gonna come with them?
What am I doing? I must help them.
But you can't help them if you're dead. You can help them virtually. Is someone watching them? So is he gonna be tagging along with the Bad Batch now? Or, well, I guess, yeah, he's gonna go back to Sid, but did Omega do something? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this is the funniest thing ever. Oh my god, oh my gosh. Aw, that's so adorable.
This is the opposite.
Oh, lighten up, Hunter, it's okay.
So try showing a little gratitude to my friend.
My friend, oh.
Did good.
Was that a dirty look? Aha! Well, she's definitely gonna win.
Are you?
Two clones dueling it out. Wait, they gotta show us who won. I guess we'll find out next episode. So that was really good. I like the whole scene with Omega and Sid, and especially with Omega towards the end there. I think she's just showing just how useful she can be. She may not be as strong as the other guys in the Bad Batch, but she's definitely strategic and she's very intelligent, and that's why she was able to do as well as she did in that game. And she also negotiated for herself, and so I think that kind of showed that her and Sid kind of rub off on each other in a positive way, right? From Sid, Omega kind of learns a little bit more about the real world and how life isn't fair, and how she can kind of maybe be a little bit tougher and more blunt. But then Sid also learned from Omega as well, because Omega is very good, as I said, at being strategic and kind of predicting what the next move should be, so to speak. And that's what makes her valuable on missions as well. And we even saw in this episode that Hunter kind of forgot for a moment that Omega wasn't on the mission, right? And so he actually told, I think Echo it was, to circle around or loop around with Omega. She definitely is just proving her worth and her value to the team, and just how much of an asset she is to the Bad Batch overall. And it's nice to see Omega establish this kind of close relationship with Sid, because she's someone that is outside of the Bad Batch. And so it's nice that Omega has another kind of role model, if you want to call it that way, even though Sid's kind of shady. She kind of has another role model type figure outside of the Bad Batch to learn a different perspective from. So I'm happy that they got to show us that moment between her and Sid and kind of allowed them to bond in the way that they did. This was a fun episode. It was a little bit more of like one of the side episodes again, but it was definitely good. It showed us a good amount of action as well. They showed us the Empire and how people are starting to kind of see them for what they truly are. At the very beginning of the series, specifically in that episode Cut and Run, we kind of saw people cheering anytime the Empire spoke, especially when Admiral Rampart was on the hologram there. And now we're kind of seeing people start to question them and stand up for themselves a little bit. And what was so interesting about this episode is that they're working with the Separatists, which just shows how messed up the times are now, right? Hunter said a key line a couple episodes back, I think it was in Battle Scars, might have been that episode, or the one before that, but he basically had said that there's no Republic for us to rely on anymore. We really see that in this episode. The fall of the Republic really kind of just reset everything in the galaxy, and now there's so much gray area. You have the Bad Batch working with Separatists, and you have the Separatists who were always against the Republic during the Clone Wars era, now turning against the Empire. So now there's new battle lines being drawn. It's either you're with the Empire or you're against them, and we're just kind of starting to see what that looks like. And the Bad Batch are now kind of making unlikely allies, right? They kind of have to now trust their own instincts and fight for what's right, no matter what, no matter who it brings them into contact with. and that includes separatists. We got to see that moment as well when the droid, I think GS8 was her name, ended up destroying the vase in order to save Tech and Echo, I think it was. Just moments earlier, we saw the vase almost break, and she said, oh, this is like such a priceless possession. The fact that she was willing to destroy that priceless vase in order to save the Bad Batch just shows that she looks at them as being priceless, so to speak. So they're definitely going to be valuable allies for them, I think, moving forward. And they really need all the allies they can get, because as I said at the beginning of the episode, they have a lot of people coming for them now. This episode was called Common Ground, and I think that kind of meant multiple things. For one, I think it had to do with Omega paying off the rest of the Bad Batch's debt to Sid, because now they've kind of found common ground in that sense. They've both kind of fulfilled their ends of the deal, so to speak. But it's also, I think, having to do with the Bad Batch working with separatists and finding common ground that way, because their common ground is their common enemy, which is the Empire now. So it's definitely a fitting title for this episode. This overall episode reminded me a lot of the Onderon arc, as I mentioned during my reaction. Visually it reminded me of that, and kind of the story reminded me of that as well, except in this episode, the Empire is playing the same role that the Separatists played during the Onderon arc, during the Clone Wars, which just ties back to what I said again, which was that times have changed now. The battle lines have been redrawn, and now the Empire is like the new Separatists, and the Separatists are kind of like the new Republic, so to speak. They're now going to be working with anybody who is against the Empire, right? And some Separatists probably sided with the Empire, so the Separatists themselves are probably kind of conflicted now. They probably split up, right? So it just definitely a complex time. But yeah, overall, guys, it was a nice, fun episode. I definitely enjoyed it. It gave us a lot of good moments. I would say I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Going forward, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen in the next couple episodes. I don't know if they'll have another kind of side episode, or if they're going to have an episode that will advance the story a little bit more. This is episode 10. We're getting close to the end. There's 16 episodes total, right? So there's not much time left until the finale, until that, you know, grand epic battle has to take place between the Bad Batch and the Kaminoans and the Bounty Hunters and Crosshair, right? So who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes, but nonetheless, I did enjoy this one. You guys, let me know what you thought down below in the comments, as always, to keep the discussion going. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys. And I will see you next week for an all-new episode of Loki and the Bad Batch. Until next time, guys, take care and see you soon.